You ever see a machine and think, who looked at that problem and decided this was the answer? A machine that walks through a swamp, a ship that sinks itself to pick up another ship, or something so huge, one person somehow controls the whole thing. Yeah, that's the stuff we're into. But the cool part isn't just the size. It's finding out why these machines exist, how they actually work, and what the people running them deal with every day. So, welcome to Gear Junkie. Let's go find something weird. If you've ever seen a perfect ski slope first thing in the morning, this is one of the machines responsible for it, the PistenBully 800. And the funny thing is, it doesn't really clear snow. It moves it, shapes it, cuts it, and basically rebuilds the mountain surface. Up front is a blade almost 6 meters wide. Behind the machine, the tiller breaks up hard snow and leaves that fresh corduroy surface skiers love. Under the hood is a huge 15.3-liter MAN diesel producing 450 kilowatts, about 604 horsepower. But horsepower isn't really the interesting number here. It makes 2,900 Newton meters of torque at only 1,100 revolutions per minute. So it can shove serious amounts of snow without constantly screaming at high engine speed. And Casper says the 800 has about 1/3 more pushing performance than other snow groomers on the market, while using up to 9% less fuel for every cubic meter of snow moved. Basically, more snow, fewer trips, which is useful when your workplace is an entire mountain. The winch version gets even stranger. On very steep slopes, the PistenBully can attach itself to an anchor point with a steel cable. The winch can pull with about 4.6 tons of force, and the latest setup can carry up to 1,400 meters of cable. The computer constantly matches cable speed with vehicle speed, so if the tracks begin to slip, it adjusts the pulling force automatically. And the history behind this thing is pretty good. Back in 1967, Karl Casper was skiing in South Tyrol and saw the improvised machines people were using to prepare slopes. He basically thought, we can build something better. 2 years later, in 1969, the first PistenBully was delivered. More than 22,000 PistenBully machines had been delivered worldwide by 2019. The 800 itself is much newer. It was officially introduced in 2023. Exactly how many PistenBully 800s exist today? Casper hasn't published that number. And there's no official public factory cost either. So if you see an exact production cost online, take it pretty big. One last detail. An 800 can use snow sand, snow depth around the machine. So the operator isn't just pushing snow around blindly. They can actually see where the mountain has too much snow and where it needs more. So yeah, most fire trucks are built to get through city traffic. The Rosenbauer Panther has a very different problem. It may have only 3 minutes to reach an aircraft fire. So this thing needs to move like a sports car, while carrying a small fire station on its back. Take the Panther 8x8. It can carry up to 19,000 liters of extinguishing agent. And underneath all that weight are 2 engines producing a combined 1,450 horsepower. It can reach 80 kilometers per hour in about 25 seconds and keep going to around 135. Then there's the pump, up to 10,000 liters per minute. But honestly, the weirdest part is the stinger. It's a huge firefighting arm that reaches up toward an aircraft. At the end is a hydraulic piercing tool. And yes, it can actually punch through the skin of an airplane. Once inside, it can spray extinguishing agent directly into the cabin or cargo area at up to 1,000 liters per minute. So basically, the fire truck comes with a giant powered can opener. The story goes back to 1991. Rosenbauer showed the first Panther 8x8 during the company's 125th anniversary. The first production Panther was delivered to Geneva Airport in 1992, and that strange new design clearly worked. By 2020, Rosenbauer had delivered Panther number 2000. In 2026, number 3000 went to Athens. So today, more than 3,000 Panthers have been built and put to work at airports around the world, and some of them stay around for a long time. The Panthers being replaced at Athens had already been working for more than 25 years. Now, what does one of these cost? Rosenbauer doesn't publish the actual manufacturing cost, but we do have real purchase numbers. In 2023, Palm Beach County approved a Panther 6x6 with a Stinger system for about $1.38 million. That's the purchase price, not what it costs Rosenbauer to build one. And building one is a job by itself. Rosenbauer says a Panther 6x6 can go from its basic steel frame to a finished airport fire truck in about 67 days. At Singapore Changi, the trucks are positioned so firefighters can reach any runway in no more than 3 minutes. At Oslo Airport, their crews have pushed that below 2. And that explains why the Panther needs all that power. When an aircraft is burning, you're not driving somewhere to fight a fire later. You're racing the fire right now. And once you look at it that way, the Panther stops looking like an oversized fire truck. It starts looking like exactly what it was built to be. A rescue machine where every second has a job. You know what's weird about building a concrete runway? Once the concrete is down, you really don't get a second try. And that's basically where the Gamaco GP4 lives. This machine doesn't roll asphalt. Fresh concrete goes in front of it, and the GP4 slowly moves forward, vibrating, shaping, and finishing the material into one continuous slab. No giant formwork running along the whole road. The machine itself creates the shape as it moves. A 4-track GP4 can weigh around 49 tons and pave up to 12.2 meters wide in a single pass. Inside the paving mold, up to 16 hydraulic vibrators consolidate the concrete at as much as 10,500 vibrations per minute. And while all of that is happening, optional systems can insert steel bars into the fresh concrete at exactly the right position. So it's not just making the road. It can actually build part of the reinforcement while moving. The machine's frame is pretty strange too. It can telescope more than 4 meters wider without being completely rebuilt. Each crawler track knows its own position, and the computer adjusts individual track speeds when the machine turns. It can crab sideways, steer from either end, and even rotate its tracks almost 90 degrees to move sideways around a job site, which looks very wrong for something this big. The GP4 first appeared at Con Expo in Las Vegas in 2017, and the first machine had a pretty unusual delivery. It sat in Gamaco's exhibition booth, then went straight from the show to its new owner, RGG United in Arizona. Its first major highway job included grades of up to 12%. The finished pavement was so smooth that the contractor earned roughly a $70,000 smoothness bonus. Then came airport work. At Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport, the GP4 built a 75-foot wide taxiway in just 2 passes. Each pass was 37.5 feet wide and more than 16 inches thick. The paving itself was finished in 6 days. 0 sections needed grinding for smoothness, and aircraft were using the new taxiway only 3 weeks later. So how many GP4s exist today? Gamaco doesn't publish a worldwide production total, and there's no public factory construction cost either. But here's a useful clue. A 2022 GP4 with 839 working hours is currently advertised for about $1.3 million, and that's a used one. Concrete suddenly feels expensive. The GP4 isn't fast. While paving, it moves only a few meters per minute, but that's the whole point. Behind it, there isn't a pile of material waiting to become a road. There's already a finished piece of runway.